Tubies, it's Lord Bob Hickman. It is so good to be with you. Woo! Here we are. It's Wednesday. That means it's Wiccan Wednesday. Big shout out to all of you who came out to my recent videos. We had last week our annual psychic predictions for 2017. If you didn't see that, check it out. It's in the queue just two before this video. And yesterday, we had a wonderful video. We had messages from the spirit world. I certainly enjoyed that. You guys seem to enjoy that too. Well, we've had a lot of new subscribers, so they're still learning how things go here. So today is what we call Wiccan Wednesday, and I do a special talk about Wicca. I am a practitioner of Wicca, as well as being a spiritualist psychic. I also practice Wicca. And I had to come and show you something. I got a wonderful little Yule gift from Rob Gauthier. Rob Gauthier is a wonderful medium here. I'll put a link to his channel below. But he and his girlfriend, Kalina Angel, who's also a psychic and a medium, they got me a really great shirt. Check this out. It says, "Do no harm," and it's got a pentacle on it. You see it's got the triple moon. But then down below it says, the top says, "Do no harm," and then it says, "But take no shit." I love it. Okay, I know it's a little crude, but I think it's really appropriate. And I'll tell you why. You know, so many people I'm hearing these days. I have people, when I say that I'm a Wiccan, they say, "Oh, I'm not a Wiccan, I'm a witch." Now, I don't care really what you call yourself, but when I sometimes say to them, "Why do you not like Wicca?" I'm often told, well, Wicca is weak because you don't do curses and black magic. And, you know, I want to dispel a myth because there's this common view that seems to be starting now that, you know, that you're somehow weak if you don't do black magic or curses. And I'm here to correct that because I'll tell you, as a Wiccan, you know, it's true, we do no harm. But at the same time, we don't have to be doormats to be walked on. Wicca has within its realms of white magic, if we're going to classify it as black and white, a very powerful protection spells that can neutralize evil. And we're going to talk more about those in the coming weeks. So we're going to definitely talk about defensive magics because I get a lot of people who seem to be under the impression that somehow Wiccans just don't do anything. We just sit back and let evil run free. Evil is under the control of the Wicca. The Wicca, as we say, we don't do harm. But again, we don't have to go around cursing and killing people to stop evil. There are a lot of ways you can defend yourself and defend those whom you love without having to put curses on people. So we're going to talk about that. You know, with this new year coming, we got so many wonderful things. We're going to, be talking more about magic. We're also going to do some more videos where I go to haunted locations or visit haunted objects. A lot of you seem to really enjoy that. I used to do that years ago, and I thought, you know, it's a good time to bring that back. Getting a lot of requests for that. So we're definitely going to do some more on-the-scene experiences and go and see things. Of course, we're going to have our old-time regulars, such as messages from the spirit world every week. And I'm also going to start bringing back more regular prophetic messages where I bring over information about the state of the world events, prophecies concerning, you know, famous people, things like that. So we're going to have more of that this year. So it's going to be an exciting year here at Spirit Channel, and I hope that you'll stick with us. So I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for all your support. Well, today I want to come and tell you about another project that I'm working on. You know, I'm working on, cleaning my house and updating it and putting in a lot more Wiccan stuff because I really enjoy having Wiccan themed items around. So I've been doing different altars in my house, and I wanted to show you an altar that I have just started. It's going to be going through renovations, but this is an altar to Our Lady Star of the Sea. Our Lady Star of the Sea is a title of the Virgin Mary, but actually it's much more ancient. It goes back to the times of the goddess Isis. Isis was known as the Star of the Sea, and the Isean mysteries of the sea goddess live on today in Virgin Mary as Star of the Sea. So I've been always, for many years, inspired by Our Lady Star of the Sea. In fact, let me put a picture up here for you of Our Lady Star of the Sea. Check this out. So as you can see, this is a picture of the Virgin Mary. She's standing on the ocean, and above her head is, if you notice, a 5-pointed star with rays of light. I don't know about you, but if you ask me, that looks very magical, very Wiccan, very pagan. I love it. So, and I've always loved the Virgin Mary. I've said it. I know a lot of people don't like it when I say it, but it's true. I believe she is an emanation of the goddess. Isis is Mary. Mary is Isis. And I think historical evidence has proved that out. But anyways, I set up a shrine to /Isis/Mary, Star of the Sea. So come on along, take a look. Just off my kitchen here behind me is a little hallway area, and this is where I've set up my altar. So come on along, I'll give you a tour. Here's a little side altar I've now created. This is in a little hallway off my bathroom. There's my bathroom. There's my bedroom. This is a little tiny hallway. But I have this beautiful table, and as you can see, I've set up a beautiful shrine here. Let me show you a little bit about this table. I've covered this table right now in a beautiful white velvet cloth. I may actually change this to a blue or an aqua blue. At the time, I was thinking about setting up a shrine to the white goddess, but then I realized that this looks very much like Star of the Sea. I found this beautiful old statue here, and I have this beautiful old star, and they just go well together. This beautiful table is an antique sewing chest that I have. You can see it's about 100 years old or more. It's made of mahogany. It's got 3 drawers on it, and I've just draped it in a beautiful white crushed velvet. I've also added here a little glass votive. It's a mercury glass silver star. I've also added some beautiful silver candlesticks and this beautiful, it's about a 2-foot high statue of Mary. You can see it's actually rather large, so you can get a sense of the scale here. But I love this version of Mary. This is Our Lady of Lourdes, but she looks very much like the white goddess, who's also an aspect of the Great Mother. Now I'm thinking about with this statue, possibly painting the cloak and the veil like a kind of an aqua blue and have her dress white, because blue and white are the traditional colors of Our Lady Star of the Sea. Of course, she has a blue sash on here, which is beautiful. And but I love this. And usually when they show pictures of Mary Star of the Sea, there's a 5-pointed star above her. And I happen to have this beautiful shimmering star. Isn't this just lovely? So you can get a sense of the size of it here. So I just hung that on the wall right above the statue. It's funny, I put the star on the wall and then I discovered the statue. I set it here just to put it out of the way. And suddenly I realized, oh my God, that looks like Our Lady Star of the Sea. So it was kind of accidental. And then I said, well, you know what? Let's play around with this. See if we can make a shrine. And I dug through my closet. I always have tons of junk everywhere. Found my old candlesticks. And I found this beautiful star. And I thought, it's so simple, yet so elegant. And here we got beautiful Mary Star of the Sea. So I may change this around. I might put a aqua blue velvet cloth here and then paint her outer robe in a blue, maybe a different kind of aqua blue. I think that'd be pretty. We got our beautiful star up here. So there you go. If you want to, explore Mary Star of the Sea, you might want to do some readings on her under her Latin name, which is Stella Maris. That means Star of the Sea. And that's the ancient also title of Isis. Isis was called Isis Stella Maris. And as you can see, the Virgin Mary is also known by that. And, if you look at this, you say, oh, it's the Virgin Mary. But could it also not be Isis? I mean, it doesn't have to be Mary. Maybe it's Isis. I'm very universal in my outlook. And I say Isis is Mary and Mary is Isis. And I know people said, no, they're not. They're distinct personages. Yes, they are. But the goddess takes on different forms, and each form is unique unto itself. So I'm not negating that. But ultimately, they all go back to one great mother, the great goddess. Robert Graves wrote a book called The White Goddess. And in the ancient traditions, the goddess was often shown all in white. And here is Mary as Our Lady of Lourdes, known as Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, who also looks very similar, as I said, to Stella Maris. So, really when we get down to it, it all ties in. It's all very similar. But I want to come here and just bring to you this little picture of Stella Maris. And as I evolve this altar, we'll do more with it. But I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought you'd enjoy seeing it today. So there you go. So there you go, guys. There's my altar to Our Lady Star of the Sea. Anyways, as I said, I'm still working on it. It kind of came together just playing around haphazardly, and it evolved. Sometimes the best altars are like that. Like I wasn't actually planning on making an altar to Star of the Sea, but as I was moving stuff around, just casually set that statue there. After having already put the star on the wall, it came to me very quickly, like, oh my God, this is Mary, Star of the Sea, which I really love. So, anyways, I want to share that with you today. Tell me in the box below, have you ever heard of Mary under the title Stella Maris? Have you ever heard of that title, Stella Maris, for Isis? Share your thoughts with me. I'd sure love to hear your ideas on that. And what do you think about the altar? Should I repaint the statue with more blues in it or leave it all white? Yeah, still playing with the idea. Anyways, tell me your thoughts below. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Listen, I hope you'll show Psyche Bob some love. I hope you'll like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and if you can, hit that subscribe button. Be part of our channel. We'd sure love you to be here. All right, guys. Well, listen, keep it here. Tomorrow is Zodiac Thursday, and we're going to talk about the astrology of 2017. What's coming, the major astrological events. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Blessed be.